Hey everyone, how are you all doing today? Right now I'm at the lava flow mine and you're probably like, hey Lee, why are you at the lava flow mine? And that's because yesterday I took my dragon pickaxe out of my bank and realized I only have one of them and I hate taking that one out of the bank whenever I have to do my mining challenges or mine my flasks, whatever it may be. I just hate taking my one out. So I decided to buy a second dragon pickaxe, and since my first one is gilded, I have to re-gild this one. So I decided to go to the lava flow mine. I have to get a nymph while mining, and then it turns my pickaxe into gilded, and then I'll have a second gilded dragon pickaxe. So that's why I'm doing this, and that's what I'll be doing within this video. So obviously, I'm not going to be doing anything spectacular. I'm not going to go solo next. Fireworks aren't going to blow up out of my screen, so feel free to just listen to this video. But anyways, let's move on to the story. Now, I love telling stories and I love giving advice, and that's why I run this Storytime Monday commentary series, because I love doing those things, and I love helping other people. I love treating you guys like my friends, and I love helping you guys with life, or teaching you about the things that I've went through to help you get through it as well, or to avoid things that I've went through. So anyways, someone messaged me and said, here's a story time discussion, can you talk about this and give your insight on this? And I thought that was a really good concept. So I would like for you guys, for the future story times, to message me in my YouTube inbox and title it story time discussion so I make sure to read it, and just write a story time discussion topic that you'd like me to talk about, or if you're going through a hard time, or if you need advice about something, or something's going on in your life and you need help with it, then message me that as well. I would love to help all of you out and answer all of your story time topics, so make sure you send them to me and I'll get to them eventually. If I can relate to them and if I can help you with them, I will without a doubt do it in a video. So please send me those messages and make sure you include if I can use the message in a video or not, because if you're messaging it to me, I'm going to be showing it in the video when I read them off. And if you don't want your name to be shown, make sure you tell me that, because I don't want you to go through that. A lot of people want to hide their names or get advice, but they don't want to share who they are or share it with the public. So I'm going to be showing your question, but if you want your name to be hidden, please let me know in the message so I don't screw that up. But anyways, this guy, Usama Mozamil, sorry if I didn't pronounce that right, he messaged me and said, Storytime discussion. Hey Regicidal, I am a fairly new sub, and I mainly sub for your awesome story times, which give me a lot of valuable morals, and the new facts videos, which crack me up. I wanted to ask you to discuss about any rivalry you had in general, be it sports, studies, and other things. It could be friendly or as foe-wise, and it would be awesome if you can give us some insight into those things. Thanks and best of luck for your other videos. So thank you for your message first of all, but that's what I'm going to be talking about within this story, is my rivalries from past sports or whatever it may be. So basically, being a athlete in high school and college, I've had my rivalries. Now, I wouldn't say I've had the rivalries, but people have had rivalries with me. And basically, I was a bowler for 4 years of high school, and I was a bowler for 2 years of college. I played baseball for 2 years of middle school, and I played baseball for 2 years of high school. And I've had my fair share of rivalries. But first of all, how I see rivalries is I think they're really good for competition, but I don't think they're necessarily needed. Now, being myself, being the way I was raised and how I was raised through sports, is I've always been a good sportsman-like person. I've always had good sportsmanship, I've always been positive to everyone, I've always rooted on the other team, I've always applauded the other team, I've always went out there and gave high fives to everyone after the game, or I've always said good game, good going, whatever it may be. And I've always tried to just spread positivity my whole life, no matter what it's been through, whether it's YouTube, whether it's sports, whether it's whatever. I'm always trying to be positive and make the world a better place. So I've always been that kind of guy who, if the other guy on the other team happens to throw a split and he gets all frustrated and he's not having a good game, I would go over to him and give him advice while we're bowling him. Even though we're versing him and he's our opponent, I always give the advice and try to help them do better, because I'm just a good person like that. Sometimes it's a curse, yes it is, being too nice of a person, but that's just who I am. And I actually won the Sportsmanship Award for the whole county my senior year of bowling. It was a huge honor to win that award, and I don't normally say I really want to win that award or that's something I'd really like to win, but that was an award that I really wanted to win, because if I could spread my positivity and other people can realize that and other people can benefit from it and I'm rewarded for it, that is such a huge honor, and I was so blessed to win that award. All the coaches voted for me, all the kids voted for me, so that was such a huge honor, and I can't believe I won it to this day, but I'm so happy for it. But that's just the kind of person I am. So I've never had many rivals, but people have always had rivalries against me, and I think that's a cool thing, because if someone else is intimidated by you, that gives you a huge advantage. You're relaxed when you go into the match. You're relaxed when you know that you're versing them because you know that he's pressured, he's nervous. So I think that if you have a rivalry, don't look at it as a rivalry. Look at it as you're just facing a regular opponent. Even if you hate the guy's guts on the other team, even if you guys go way back and have a huge history, even if he's beaten you so many times before, don't look at him as a rival, because when you look at someone as a rival or you target someone as a rival, you're just going to put extra pressure on yourself to excel. And sometimes, even if you're the strongest willed person out there, even if you're just a little nervous or you have that kind of pressure on you, you won't do so well. So if you want to perform at your best, just look at it as another match. Just worry about what you have to do to win. Doesn't matter who you're versing, doesn't matter what the other person's score is, doesn't matter how well the person's playing, doesn't matter if you hate them with your whole heart. Who cares? Just put it aside and focus on your game, because if you focus on what you have to do, it won't matter what they do, because you'll do so well that you'll beat them no matter what you do or whatever they do. So basically, don't take rivalries in such a serious way, because it is good for competition. It is good to have a rival to maybe ignite the fire within your soul to beat someone else or to do better yourself. But I think it's better to look at it in a positive kind of way. And if you think that that person really hates you or that person thinks you're his rival, he's going to be nervous and you're going to be relaxed and you're going to be okay. So you just do you and let them do themselves, because if they do themselves and they fail and you do yourself and you do well, you're going to win no matter what happens. So anyways, the story that goes along with this is my senior year of bowling. We had a team in our division that absolutely hated us. They hated all of us, and they hated my team, they hated my coach. And we versed them every year. We versed them every year for 4 years. They've always been in our division. And we've always had somewhat of a rivalry. And I understand sometimes teams have rivalries. I'm a sports fan, so I know that the Mets and the Phillies aren't very nice to each other. I know that the Yankees and the Red Sox hate each other. I know that teams have rivalries. And it is good because it does make for a really good watch, and it makes it for a really good show. But like I said, I don't think it's that necessary. So anyways, we were versing this team, and there's one kid on the team that I just know hates how positive I am. So anyways, I was clapping for their whole team. I was just giving them high fives. I don't care if they're my rivals. I'm going to still treat them nice. And I know that if you're having fun, you're going to win. So if my team's having fun and not caring about what they do or how angry they are at us, we're going to win and we're going to do fine. So I was just being myself. I was giving high fives to people. I was talking to my coach. I was talking to my teammates. And this kid actually tried to start something with me while I was about to throw a ball. And I stepped on the lane, and I picked up my ball, and I'm getting ready to throw a shot, and I heard him whisper something out of his mouth while I was about to go and throw a ball, and he was like, wow, this kid's not going to strike, he's so fucking terrible. And that's exactly what he said. He whispered that to his friend or teammate, but he said it loud enough so he knew I would hear it. So I heard that, and I didn't let that affect me at all. I don't let what anyone says affect me. That's why I'm good with the internet. I'm good with haters and stuff like that. I really don't care what you say to me, because I've been through so much that I just take it and reflect it back as positivity. So it doesn't really affect me at all, and that's why I can get through those kind of situations. But I heard that, and it just made me smile. And I was just up there, and I smiled after I heard that. And I went up, and I threw my shot, and I buried it. I threw a perfect strike. And I just came back, and I put my hand out for a high five from him, and he pretty much just looked me in the eyes with like this evil grin, and he just went up and threw his shot, and he split. And I knew he had a lot of pressure on him. I knew that I performed when he kind of made fun of me, and then I just watched him fail. Because when you are so positive and you just have that kind of energy, the other people who hate you and just aren't positive are just going to crumble. They really have no chance. So I suggest for any rivalries, just don't take it so seriously. Literally get into their mind and control it. If you get into their mind kind of subconsciously, like that kid tried to get in my mind by saying I suck, but that doesn't affect me, so I didn't really care, and that made me excel better. So basically, if you're just so positive and you just are happy the entire time and you're versing them and you're just playing for yourself, you're having fun, you're playing for your team, you want to win, then you're going to win because you don't care what they're doing. But if you focus on what they're doing and who you're playing and your rivalry and stuff like that, you're not going to do well, you're going to perform very bad, and you're going to be stressed out. So you don't want any of that. So that's how I suggest you approach rivalries. But in another way, I take rivalries as a self-rivalness. I like to say that I'm my own rival, because when I make videos, I don't say, oh, I'm gonna pick out a random video maker, let's just say RuneShark. I don't say, oh look, RuneShark uploaded a new series, I'm gonna make a series better than that, I'm gonna do it better than them, they suck, I'm gonna make it better, I'm gonna do something bigger and better, and I'm gonna get more views. I don't ever say that. I don't ever have that kind of goal. I do YouTube for fun, I do YouTube because I like to express my creativity, and I love to entertain people. But when I make a series, I'm a rival to myself because I make sure that I make a video that was better than my last one. When I made a music video back in the day, I always made sure I had either a new effect or something different going on, or I did something new or different, or I had a better way of cutting things, I had a better way of transitioning things. I always wanted to make the next music video better than the last one I made, because that would make people see that I'm progressing, that would make people see that I'm doing something new, that I really care, that I'm trying my best. And I always do that whenever I make a new series. Even with this True Fact series, I'm trying my best to make every episode better than the last one, and I think I'm doing an alright job with that. And even with the rap battles, even with rapping in general, just me trying to get better and better each time. And I think you guys saw that with the Weekly Room Bars series, that I was getting better and better ever since my first rap, which was Making History. I think you guys have seen the progress through that. So in everything I do, I'm kind of my own rival because I always set the bar as high as I can for myself, and then I try to shatter that bar for the next time I do something. So I'm that kind of goal-driven person where if I set a goal for myself, I'm going to break it. And then after I set that goal, I'm going to set a bigger goal, and I'm going to break that. And nothing's going to stop me from doing it because that's what I want to do, and that's my mindset. So I'm going to drive to do that. So that's how I look at rivalries in total. I don't think rivalries with another person is so serious, but I think it's good to have that kind of goal-driven rivalry with yourself so that you want to perform better, either in school, either on video making, either on video games, either in sports, whatever it may be. I think that it's good to have your own kind of goals and challenges for yourself and to have a rivalry with your own person, because if you know that you can do better and you know you want to do better, then set that bar and break it because that's what you want to do. But anyways guys, that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. That's everything I have to say about rivalries. I never really had many when I was growing up. I usually just shook them all off, and if people were basically angry with me or I was their rival, then I just use that to my advantage and beat them, because I know that I'm stronger than that and more positive than that, and I won't let anything like that affect me. So anyways guys, that's all. I hope you enjoyed this story time. Make sure you send me a YouTube message and title it Storytime Discussion, telling me a storytime discussion that you would like me to talk about, or to give you advice if you're having any problems with anything, because I'd love to help all of you out. So make sure you do that, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Later everyone.